Hi everyone, it's Jerry Ann with scrapandstampcreations.blogspot.com, and today I will be doing the cutting guides, walking you through the cutting guides for our project tonight, which is the Lolly Doodle 8-page layout set. We are going to be using Close to My Heart, Lolly Doodle Workshop on the Go collection, which is on page where is it? Which is on page 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, and 59 of the Close to My Heart current catalog. I am going to be using the Lolly Doodle Workshop on the Go, which is on page 59, which is G1078. You'll use each of those pieces. You will also need 8 pieces of cardstock for your bases. I am using Smoothie cardstock and 6 pieces of Smoothie cardstock and 2 pieces of White Daisy. And that's in addition to everything that is in this collection. You also, in this collection, get a exclusive stamp set. You're going to get the Lolly Doodles assortment, which is Z3006, the Flamingo Dots, which is Z1934, as well as an instructional brochure in order to make the layouts on these 2 pages. We are not using those layouts. We have the different layouts from the Make It From Your Heart collection, Make It From Your Heart Volume 2, which is 9042. It's located on page 141. We are going to be doing layout number 1, number 13, 16, and number, and number 8. 1, 16, 13, and 8. Those are the layouts we'll be using. We also are going to be using the complements that come with this collection, which is X7183C. So I'm really excited about that. The colors that go with this collection are Cocoa, Cotton Candy, Juniper, Pear, Slate, Sorbet, Whisper, and White Daisy. So, I also have one other item that I purchased that I thought might be cute in putting these together as well. And that is the Marquee Enamel Shapes, which is Z1961. They're stars and arrows. They're just real kind of fun little things. Hexagons, banners. I think they'll be fun to play with when we get to this evening to put this all together. So here are the marquee shapes. Here are the complements again. X7183C. And these will be really great for putting our pages together. Cute little owls. I'm excited. And then we also have, so we have those. These are the cute little pieces. These really cute little tags. These are the Lolly Doodle assortment, Z3006. And then lastly, we have the Flamingo Dots, which are really super cute. 3 different colors, shades, and they're Z1934. As you guys have been in my classes before, I have a package of page protectors with each of my base pages in the page protector tied with a ribbon. And then I have a sticky note on each and every page, so as we're cutting the paper, we can slip our pieces of cardstock that go with these layouts right in. So my plan this morning is to get them cut and then actually to break the video and then get everything adhesive down. So this evening when we meet at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will then just be embellishing the pages. We'll do some stamping, we'll do maybe some die cutting, things like that, and really see if we can get these pages to pop and be done for you. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to slip all these back in the front here because we'll use those to embellish. All of our extra cuts are going to go in the very back, and we'll get started. I'm going to show you which pieces of paper out of this collection I chose for each piece so that you can choose along as well. I will have updated cutting guides over on my blog, which is scrapandstampcreations.blogspot.com. I missed a couple of pieces when I was going through, as well as putting the page numbers for each and every cut that there was. So this is pattern paper piece number 1, or pattern paper number 1. This is cardstock piece number 1, and I'm using this nice print. And I'm also using pattern paper number 1, and this is piece number 2. This is pattern paper number 2, piece number 1, and I'm using the stripes, these green stripes. And then, of course, pattern paper number 2, piece number 2 is again that same piece. And then the third piece of pattern paper, both piece 1 and 2, I am using the pink as well as for both of those. Okay? So those are the pattern pieces. So pattern number 1 is the one with all the flowers on it. Pattern 2 is the one with the stripes. And pattern 3 is the pink. Okay? So now we have the cardstock pieces, and while some of these are piece 1 and piece 2, and usually you would use the same colors, because I have a white background and with the fussing of colors and making this all work, these are what I used, only using the paper out of the collection. I'm going to stop the autofocus here. So that you guys can see a little better. This is cardstock color number 1, piece 1, which is pear. Cardstock color 1, piece number 2 is cotton candy. Cardstock color number 2, piece 1 is juniper. Cardstock color number 2, piece 2 is juniper. Cardstock color 3, piece 1 is slate, which is a gray. Cardstock color 3, piece 2, I am using white daisy. Cardstock color number 4, which is one piece, is the slate, again, which is gray. And then the cardstock photo mats, piece 1 and 2, are both white daisy as well. Those are the photo mats. All right. So let's go ahead and get started cutting our pieces apart. Let me find my trimmer. Here we go. All right, are we ready? Now there are some directions on these. So for piece 1, pattern paper number 1, piece 1, it says, see note before making this cut at 8 inches. And it says, first cut is at 10 inches. So we're going to make our first cut at 10 inches. And because this is a random piece, oh, nope, all the hearts are going the one way. Make sure you look at that. So we're going to cut our zip strip off first. Oh, and this piece goes up and down, so we can cut it like this. Nope. So yes, we can cut this. Oh, let me don't want to cut that wrong because I want the stripes to go. All right. So we are going to cut at 10 inches, and our hearts are going this way. The hearts are going this way. So when you look at your paper, all the hearts are up and down. There aren't any upside down hearts. So I'm making sure that my hearts are all pointing towards the towards my left. So I'm cutting at 10 inches first because that's what this says. Setting that aside. Now I'm going to cut at 8 inches. And then at 3 inches. And at 5 inches. Okay. And then this long strip, we're going to cut at 4.5 inches. And we're going to cut that down to 1.5. And then we're going to cut this last piece, we're going to cut 3 at 2 by 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That leaves us our pieces. So this is page number 1, and again, we're just slipping them in our folder, or our page protectors already. So this is page number 1. This is for page number 8. These are for page number 8. These are page 7. Both of these are page 7. And these little extra pieces go in the way back here. Okay, so that takes care of page number 1, or cutting guide number 1. Where did my envelope go? Oh, here we go. We'll stick these back in the piece here. All right. As we go along. All right, for piece number 2, we again are going to cut off our zip strip. We're going to save those. We're going to cut at 10.5 inches. So we're going to cut 10.5 inches and then cut at 9. Oh, crap. I just cut the wrong piece of paper. That doesn't work for me. Hold on. Don't do that. Make sure you're looking at the right piece of paper. Luckily, I have a second one of these. If not, we'd have to tape this all back together. We might just have to do that anyway. Alright guys, sorry about that. Alright, I am going to take these and set them aside so that we're pulling the right pieces as we go. Because if not, I'm going to make that mistake a couple of times. And we're going to cut off our zip strip again. I'm going to stick that back in this extra one. We're going to cut at 10 inches and then at 8 inches. These are both extra pieces, and this is for page 2. These are extra. And this is page 2. And we're going to put this cutting guide in the bag. All right. So now we have pattern paper number 2, piece number 1, which is this green stripe. Very cute. And we are going to cut at 9 inches. And at 10.5. And then we need a 3x12 piece, which basically just takes the zip strip off. Okay. Okay. So the bottom piece is page number 7. So this one is page number 7. This top one is page number 3. And this side is extra. Okay, our second piece of pattern paper, which is green with the stripes, is again cut at 9 inches and at 10.5. These are some really simple pages. There's just a couple of extra cuts and then everything else is embellished. So these are extras and this is for page number 4. Cardstock or pattern paper number 3 is the pink chevron paper with all this little cute, very fine little chevron paper. We are going to cut at 11.5 by 11.5. And then we are going to cut at 5 inches. And these are both for for page number 5. All right. Make sure your paper is in the same way that you did it before. So we're going to take 11.5 by 11.5. And I need to make sure my chevrons are going the right way when I cut this next piece because I want them to match. So actually we're going to flip it over because this is so much easier to see. And if you look on the back pieces, our stripes are going up and down on this other piece. So we want to make sure that they go up and down as well. And we are going to cut at 7 inches. And these are for page number 6. And that should be all of your pattern paper cut. Now we are doing our colored cardstock piece number 1. Color cardstock number 1, piece number 1, which is pear. And our first cut is going to be at 7 inches. Then we're going to go to 9 inches. And then we have 2.5 inches. And we're going to have 2 of those, 1 and 2. These pieces are extra. And then a 3.5 by 12. So here's this. So this is extra, and this is extra. It goes in the back of our little back here. This is page number 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is for page number 1. And these are for page number 2. All right. Cardstock color number 1, piece 2, and you can have these match. I just chose, since I was using the collection, what would work best for me, and I am using Cotton Candy, but these can be total matches. Our first cut is going to be at 2 inches. Our second cut is going to be at 5.5. And then we're going to rotate that and cut at 4 3/4. And then this piece needs to be 5 inches wide by 6.5 long. So if you cut off the 5-inch first, you get a long piece, the little piece, and then this piece. Okay? And then these make 4 2.5-inch pieces. One, 2, 3, 4. Sorry about that, that was bothering me. Alright, and this piece down here is extra. So we're going to pull our thing out again. And this top piece is for page number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This piece is also for page number 5. This piece here is for page number 6. These 2 pieces are extra and they go in the way back. 1, 2, 3, 4 all go for page number 2. And these pieces are also extra. So that was cardstock color 1, piece 2. All right. All right. So we are doing cardstock color number 2, piece 1, and I am using Juniper for this. Our first cut is going to be at 5 1/4. By 9 inches. And then we need a 5 by 2. So we're going to cut at 2 inches. And cut this down to 5. Our next cut is going to be at 2 inches. And this is 2 by 10. We have another 2 by 10. So we're going to cut again at 2 and then at 10. And then we should be able to get 4 pieces of 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So there are 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we're going to pull our page out again. This is for page 7. For page 7, extra and extra on the way back. These are for page 1 and page 2. These are extra 2 by 2s and an extra little piece. And these 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, 3 of them are for page number 3 and 1 is for page number 4. All right, our next piece, and this is the one that has some added to it because I missed them somehow. Our first cut is 2 3/4. And we are going to get those. We're going to 4 of those. 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our next cut is at 2 1/2 by 7 1/2. And then our next cut is going to be at 3 inches. And we're going to want 2 3 by 3s. So 1 and 2. Okay, so that's extra and this is extra. So here are the pieces. So we have extra and extra, extra and extra. Lots of places for mats and things like that. These two, one is for page 5 and one is for page 6. This one here is for page number 8. And let's see, 2 of these are for page 4, one is for page 5 and one is page 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of those for 4, 1 for 5, 1 for 6. All right, so cardstock color number 2, piece 2 has additional pieces from what's on my blog right this second. But it will be corrected this evening. Our next piece is cardstock color number 3, piece 1, and we are using slate. Our first cut is going to be at 6 inches. And we're going to cut it at 9 inches. Our second one is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Goes right up here in the corner, so this little piece goes here. And then this other one is 6 inches on one side, and we're going to cut at 7 1/2. And at 3/75 or 3 3/4, and we're going to cut this at 2 3/4 and 2 3/4. Okay, we got our thing here. This is for page number 7. This one here is for page number 4. This is extra, extra, extra. These are for page number 3 and page number 4. 3 and 4. And this is for page number 8. These are extras. All right, our next piece is cardstock number 3, color 3, piece number 2. And again, I'm using White Daisy for this because they're photo mats, opposed to the other piece because I'm using what came in the collection. So 7 1/4 by 5 1/4 for both of these. So you're cutting 2 of them. And one is for page 3 and one is for page 4. We'll probably ink those up really well. And these pieces are extra, perfect for stamping, little sentiments, journaling, any of that. That's going to be fun. All right. Color cardstock number 4. There's only one of these pieces. Again, it says C note before cutting, and it says cut at 6 1/2 first. And we're using slate, so we are going to cut at 6 1/2 first. And then we are going to cut at 9 1/2. That leaves us this very nice long piece of paper here. And then at 3 1/2, or 3 1/4. So that gives us these 2 pieces here. Now we need we're going to cut this at 4 1/2 by 12. And now we are going to turn this and do at 5 1/4. And then we are going to cut at 3 1/4. And then we also need a 3 by 3 piece. Okay. Oops. Let's get this all out of here. All right. So this is an extra. This piece is an extra. This one and this one. The rest and this one along the side. So that gives us big pieces to work with. That's why I had you cut that first one at 6 1/2 first. So these are page 3 and 4. This one here is page 5. This one is page, and these two are page 6. All right, and we are now down to our photo mats. So we have 2 more pieces to cut, and we are done cutting. So I'm using White Daisy for my photo mats. Our first cut is going to be at 5 inches. By 7 inches. I also need a 4 by 4 piece out of this. My next cut is going to be at 4 1/2 inches. And I need a 7 1/2 inch piece. And also a 3 by 3 piece. All right, so these pieces are extra. I'm going to throw all that in the back. This is page number 8, page number 5, page number 7, and page number 6. And finally, our last piece is our cardstock photo mat piece number 2. And our first cut is going to be at 7.5. This is the 8-page cutting guides that I'm doing for tonight's class. And I'm just recording so everybody can kind of go back and look. So I'm not really chatting, but I wanted you to know that I was cutting. I'll be on tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time putting these together, but I'm going to actually finish the cutting guides here. So this is page number 6. It's 7.5 by 3.25. 7.5. Yep. And then, let's see, that one's that way. Okay. And now we're going to cut at 5. 5.25 by 4.5. Piece goes along the side there, and we are going to get a 2 3/4 by 3.25 piece out of this one. And then we also have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces at 2.5 by 2.5. Alright, so here's our final piece. We have this is extra and this is extra. This little piece right here is extra as well. And this piece here. So that all goes in the way back of our page protectors. Got lots of room for stamping. We have this piece, which is for page number 6. We have this piece, which is for page number 5. We have this little piece, which is for page number 6. And we have these 3, let's see, the first 3 pieces are for page number 2. And then the last piece is for page number 3. So if you've gone, oops, missed that one together. And this little piece goes in the back. So if you have cut all of your paper and put them into your page protectors and labeled everything, you will have pieces in each and every one, knowing that this is page 1 and this is page 2, page 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. And these are the extra pieces that we get to stamp and cut and embellish and do. So again, you can find the cutting guides over on my blog, which is scrapandstampcreations.blogspot.com. The cutting guides are there for free. You can order the kit, the Workshop on the Go, which is G1078. Over on my website, jerryannarmstrong.ctmh.com, and I look forward to playing with you later. The next video will be mounting all of the pages down so you can see what the pages will look like, and the third video in this series will actually be embellishing the pages. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much for joining us.